that the 14th Amendment does, I believe, authorize the president to just raise the debt ceiling.
Stop it. No, it doesn't. I don't care what these people believe. They're 100% wrong. Let me get a call on this. William, Pennsylvania. You're on the Wilkow Majority. Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Hi.
Hi, I just want to go to the 14th Amendment. You go to the 4th article, and it talks about how our debts have
Read it to me. Read it to me.
All right, I was on my iPhone. I have it up. It says the United States has any debts incurred.
No, it doesn't. Read it to me.
I have it on my. Hold on.
Okay, now read it word for word. Do you want me to read it to you?
I'm bringing it up right now.
Okay. We got nothing better to do here except wait for you to bring it up on your iPhone. But go ahead.
I don't want them to hang up.
Do you want me to read? I have a copy of it in front of me right here.
Of the public debt of the United States, authorized by law, including debts incurred for payment of pensions and bounties for services and suppressing insurrection or rebellion, shall not be questioned by neither the United States nor any state shall assume or pay any debt or obligation incurred in aid of insurrection or rebellion against the United States, or any claim for the loss or emancipation of any slave. But all such debts, obligations, and claims shall be held illegal and void.
Now, so you think the president has authority here, do you?
No, but what has to happen is Congress, by the Constitution, has to raise the debt ceiling because the debt.
Where do you see debt ceiling in there? Where do you see? Hold on. Where do you see raising the debt ceiling? They can cancel payments to the United Nations, the IMF, and foreign aid and transfer that money. We have $200 billion coming in every single month to the United States Treasury. We can cover Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, and the military, and the interest on the debt without raising the debt ceiling 1 penny. The Constitution does not order the Congress to raise the debt ceiling.
Okay, now, if we pass legislation that says we are going to cut that spending, you can cut it right then and there. But since we have already said the obligation that we were going to spend certain amounts, we have to raise the debt ceiling to cover what we have already said we are going to pay, and then you can cut it off. So I believe that we need to cut spending. We do need to back off. But it is by Constitution, by constitutional law, we have to raise the debt ceiling to pay for what we've already said we're going to pay for.
No, you stop paying for all the things that are unconstitutional.
Then you have to make that. You have to send that.
But there's nowhere in there that says that paying the debts is related to raising a debt ceiling. You can't find that in there, and there's no authority for the president to even involve himself here other than a veto.
I'm not saying that the president has the right to do that. What I'm saying is Congress themselves are obligated to raise the debt ceiling. They are not obligated to keep spending what they want. They have to cut back. We have to cut spending. We have to make those tough choices.
But wait a second, William, you're missing the point. At $200 billion a month, they have the money every month to make those payments. They do.
Okay.
They do. There's no need to raise the debt ceiling here. Let me ask you a question, William. What's the highest debt that this country should incur? It's at 14.2 trillion now. Should we stop at 20 trillion? How about 30 trillion?
I think honestly we've gone too high as it is already.
But you want to go higher?
No, I want to pay for what we've already obligated to say we are going to. And then once we pass something that says...
Okay, so what are we obligated to pay? Pay into Social Security, Medicare, the military, and the debt. What is the origin of our debt to the International Monetary Fund? Meaning, if we don't pay them, what are they going to do about it?
Nothing.
Okay, so that's billions of dollars right there to go to the debt. If we don't pay, if we're unwilling to continue to pay 22% of the UN's budget, what are they going to do to us if we say we're only going to pay 3% of your budget?
I'm not saying I agree with that. What I'm saying is, since we've already said at this point in time we were going to pay certain amounts, we are obligated. That's like you saying to me, I'm going to lend you this amount of money for the start of a business. And halfway through, you tell me, well, I just don't want to give you that. By moral codes, let's talk about moral codes, man to man. Since you said you're going to pay that last half, shouldn't you pay that and then just cut it off? I come back to you and say, well, I want to make it 150.
Okay, but what we're having as a debate, William, is the president is saying it's elderly Americans versus oil companies. It's private jet owners versus Medicare recipients. Nobody is threatening the IMF, the UN, and foreign aid. We are not obligated to contribute 22% of the UN's budget. And if we have to be the bad guys and say, hey, look, we said we'd pay it, but we don't have it. How many times have we heard from a foreign country that owes us money that, well, they just don't have it? The IMF takes our money and gives it to countries like Haiti, and then they don't pay it back, and we just say, oh, well, I guess they don't have it. So you know what? If we don't have it, the rest of the world is just going to have to accept that as an answer for a change. Thank you very much for the call. That was actually a good call. He actually read the Constitution straight up. I didn't even have to get him to the point of Section 5. The fact of the matter is, the president has absolutely no authority here. None. None. Zero. Article 1, Section 1 is clear. Article 1, Section 8 is clear. The 14th Amendment is clear. And these people like Javier Becerra and Keith Ellison and James Clyburn, they're 100% wrong. There's no debate and discussion. They're wrong. And the worst part is they're members of Congress. They don't even know what the Constitution actually says. But then again, that is standard fare for progressives in this country. They only look to clauses that support what they already believe. They don't look in context. They don't look at whole amendments. These are the same people. But if we played the game that they played, or they played the game that they played when they don't like it, listen to the way they deal with the Second Amendment. Listen to the way they deal with the Second Amendment. Well, there's a comma there. That means unless you're dealing with a militia. Now all of a sudden they found their obscure clause, and they're going to use it, like the General Welfare Clause, like the Commerce Clause. Look, why are they even looking to the Constitution? They think the General Welfare Clause and the Commerce Clause empower the government to do whatever they want. Find me a Democrat who thinks there's a limit on government. Since they don't believe in a limit on government, just do it then. If Obama thinks this is unlimited government, he should just do it.